I'm currently living a reality where I don't know what I'm going to do 1 minute to the next. Right? I tell myself no videos for days, just quit the channel. And then like the next hour comes. It's not bipolar. It's an internal war of spirit. It's not bipolar. It's an internal war of wills. And as the solar cycle rises, right, people's willpower to do mighty things explodes. So they're either going to be mindfully exploding through their crown chakra or their third eye or their throat chakra through communication or their heart chakra, but staying in fight or flight, sex and violence or sexual violence in the dark side of the root chakra is unfortunately where many people are, okay? So there is the reality of me seeing 144 everywhere. There's many reasons why I'm just now doing this. And I do believe that it gives me wings. I don't need Red Bull. All right? This is a $3 heart chakra singing bowl. So we have another singing bowl. And so I'm going to go out in the sun, all right? And I'm going to soak up the rays, knowing that we have a geomagnetic storm. We have a cannibal CME on the way, which is when you have several CMEs combined into one. I've written about it in my books about the cannibal CMEs, and it looks like we're about to get one. And so, you know, certain places in America are going to be more vulnerable than others. Just remember that. So the next topic. Basically, I hit go live when I saw that it was 144. Okay, so the dangers of adult content, the safe version. I am coveting and hiding from you how deep the rabbit hole goes. I have 6 hours produced in the summer of 2023, 6 hours without being vicious and graphic. I describe why it's bad and what I've seen and how a godly person could see the worst shit on the earth on accident from just clicking recommended tab, or you click on some wild ass category and you're not expecting to see U.S. troops simulating like war crimes and shit. Like that breaks my heart. I'm telling you, I'm hiding shit from you. Why? Because people like don't know how to take it. Oh my God, you've been there? Yes, I've been to hell. And you've been there too. You're in it now, baby. They're coming for you, Barbara. No, I would never have a child. In this reality, for me to even think about having a child and being Superman is to be like, no, those chosen videos can inspire you if you're on the path, but don't walk around thinking that there's a bunch of chosen ones around you and shit. Like, oh, you know, oh, the black people are waking up. Oh, the non-white people. Let's blame Whitey. And don't deny that that's part of this with the pornography. In pornography, white women are put into dangerous situations where they are filmed and paid to ask to be hurt. You will hear this from me. Okay? And that for years has really made me angry. Now I'm meant to make another video if you want where I spill the beans on my fornication. And I tell you how horrible it was. I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed, okay? But I'm man enough to call it out and say I'm never going to go back. But this is how the Dajjal, the Antichrist, has corrupted so many of us. Lust, it's the final frontier. And how does a godly people and decent people end up in shitholes like that on the internet? Because they're not touched. And so there's countless people in this world that haven't been touched, that haven't had their first. And we're going to talk about what's safe for kids another day. I have to do soul searching and maybe be a dad first. But if humans are allowed to explore the healthy, natural way, in my opinion, okay, what that is and what's healthy, I don't want to fight religion on this because religion says don't do certain things for a reason. What I mean to say is this. Our society is so repressed sexually over the top. And when you do that shit, when society is so suppressed in the way that it is, even in trying to find a marriage, it's suppressed, folks. I can't go to a local church here and find a wife. I can't go to a mosque and find a wife because the Muslims have turned on me. The Muslims of America unite against me? Against me, little me? Give me a break, bro. I promote Sufi realities, and you turn on me. That's what I'm talking about. My dad could have helped me find a wife, a beautiful wife, and he could have told her awesome things about me. My mother could have worked through the Nagel-Lewis mafiosa energy to find me someone of the Anglo-Celtic heritage, and could have been telling the Nagels and Bruce the whole time the good deeds that I've done. Bruce and Anna could have, and Nicole could have been telling people. I suspect Bruce of doing horrible things on that farm, just so you know. It's always in my head. It's this nightmare that I have at all times of men in the 1970s and 1980s getting women into dangerous situations and basically having double penetration sex with them. One, I'm sorry, but get out now if you can't handle it. We come from a legacy. No, not all men are like that. And God's hitting me and saying, say this, say this, say this. Many young men in our generation are not rapists and have been blamed for rape when they're innocent. So there's a lot of carryover generational rape from men that came before. You see, I'm getting new downloads. This is new content, and the views have never been smaller. WCAM sent a very nice email. It wasn't very flattering, but the energy was nice, and he said blessings. But he was just asking questions, and I told him, I sold the land at a loss. And I went into my car and some money left over, transparency. And I put over $20,000 in if you add in the RV. What I'm saying is, I have faced hardship. Now, did I look at content off grid? Sometimes in the middle of the night at 2 a.m.? Yes. Did my neighbor who is a Satanist know? Yes. What are you doing in your shed all day long? No, I make videos, bro. I'm fighting the New World Order. I don't look at that crap. Whatever, bro. Whatever. But see, the devil knows and God knows. And so, when you don't teach your children about the bad men and women that are out there that will lead them to fornication, okay? Bad men and women, because it goes both ways. You leave your child open to a bad situation later when they get away from you, from the abuse as they may see it. You may not see it as abuse. And who knows why some souls end up as your kids. I'm not saying they're all good, and I'm not saying that you're good or that my mom was good, but she's not all bad. My dad's not all bad. And God's showing me that my dad was corrupted by alcohol when he came here. He was corrupted by alcohol, and it's through the alcohol and the fornication that he engaged in and pornography that negative things happened to him. And who knows what his behavior was like at the bars in Portland, Oregon, as he was the weekend dad. I assume that he got himself assaulted on Foster Avenue more than a few times. Pretty interesting, a guy that had a mouth like that, my dad, that he was able to survive the 1980s. But whatever. I guess that's what happens when you're a descendant of Maz bin Jabal. But you can be a descendant of Maz bin Jabal and be a satanic little fuck. Hurt your wife, thank you for the like. As one person bounced. But it's all good. One person bounced, two people walk in. Hey, demons be gone. Take your porno and your jerk off shit and get out of here, right? No one's going to tell me you can't go that far. We can and we will go that far. Now, my parents never warned me about shit. They encouraged it. How? Well, I'll tell you. The father left out nasty tapes from the 80s that I saw, and that the images of that shit are haunting me. And I'm 44 years old. Women won't talk to me. They think I'm broken because what I'm doing is I'm raging against the evil of this world. They've never seen a man do that before, and it scares them, especially if they have kink. I told these ladies your kink can be treated in a healthy way as long as you bring love into it. And a lot of them are being led into Satanism, alien porn, gangbang shit, bukkake, and they think it gives them power. And I know the devilish world is going to force these women to OnlyFans. I know there's a reason that only skunk whores in Portland, Oregon emailed me when I came back to Portland, Oregon. I know why the view counts are so low. I know why Portlanders are fucked up in the head, even when they sound all nice and they come in the comment sections. I'm your friend. I saw you. It's weird how many of them play this game. I saw you when you were 13 or 14. Another person just did that. One person was like, I gave you a ride when you were 16. I don't remember that. He's in the members area. Said he's friends with suspicious observers. Have no memory whatsoever of this shit. And Portland, again, is the place where a lot of little kids were fucked in the ass by faggots. Amen will talk about it all the time. My dad was freaked out about me riding my bike with Vincent. Like, if they would just tell me as a child, there is perversion out there from this stuff. You need to watch your ass. You need to, like, don't make a control thing. Don't grab me by the ears, Aziz, and try to rip them off my body, you fuckhead. I mean, what a scumbag. I think about writing this guy letters every fucking day. Bro, you're going to hell, and I'm going to take you there, you son of a bitch. And your whole fucking family if you want to lip off to me. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. My mother and her family did so much for you. Okay? When you came over, I'm such a poor immigrant. Pour me another drink. Fuck you. Your family was given fucking money. And then you throw my ass away for not being, dude, you're not even a real Muslim. And so whether we're dealing with Christians, Muslims, Jews, they like to covet this shit, the evil that men do, and act like it's just a world of evil women running around. No, no, no. It's angels versus demons. Get a fucking clue. When I was 13 or 14, exploring with my first experience doing, you know what? We need to talk about why it's bad, because bad things can happen to your life. If you don't have a mother or a dad or an uncle tell you about morality, you can end up in sexual morality and then your parents throw you away. In the same period in which my mom threw me away, but she denies it. She denies that she threw me away at the age of, my 15th birthday, because they skipped school because they didn't want to get punched in the head. Now, there's lots of things about these crazy-ass women that have kids that send them to public school. They're crazy bitches. They're witches. They should be doing the homeschooling. They don't want to. They're part of this feminist, I just want to dance, dance. Get on down while that booty's fresh. People want to fuck it until it's old and crusty, and nobody will touch that ass. And that's the nightmare these whores are in on earth. They fucked around and found out, and their teeth are falling out. And they wonder why they're poor. They wonder why they're ugly. They wonder why their hair's falling out. Because you fuck too many penises. And so when you fuck too many penises because you're crazy and shit, those demons may come into you and torture your little boy. Once those boyfriends later get a hold of your little boy and try to hurt that little boy and get that boy fantasizing about organized crime and being a good fellas. I mean, the real nature of what you spirits are in human form, calling yourself awake, is being revealed to me at this time. So, little old you-know-me began to touch himself at the age of 14. Let's go ahead and see some people pull out now. And oh my God, what the fuck was that? Anyways, I mean, talk about, that could have been one lucky girl. Now I know why I sinned that night and knew it was wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, let me do that again. Oh my God, that was massive. What the fuck is that? That's like some superpower shit. I was not exposed to that. My body just knew to do that. But was I not meant to do that? Long story short, I did it and I did it again. And then I sought content to look at, and that content that I looked at was not adult content. It was like a sex education book for people at the bookstore in Portland. So I stole it because I was ashamed, because I'm feeling sexual feelings. So I'm not even aware at the age of 14 or 15 that it's okay for me to experience sexual feelings. And there's no social skills that my mom gave me to find a girlfriend. She kept moving me from place to place. That's a perfect, here's what happened. She had cable TV. This is what retards these women are. She had cable TV. This is what retards these women are. These feminist retards who think they can do better than men. Oh, I'm going to raise my little kid and put him in front of the fucking TV and act like a little nigger. And then what's on that TV? Pornography. But it's scrambled. But it gets that little kid going, but I want to watch. I want to watch. Oh my God. It's on cable TV. I'm a little kid. I'm 14 or 15. I'm experiencing explosive feelings. And then there's this shit that's on the TV. Her TV. Then later, through my friend, he buys me content, which she later confiscates. Did she ever think, oh, a person that I banged violently, probably over and over and over, because that's what the image of the mind she sends. Oh, it was supernatural. He was so strong. Ew. Ew. I don't want to think about that, especially after I found that day in Queens, New York. Ew. And there's never been a mother-son Valentine's Day tradition that I'm aware of. My mother was all about sending me Valentine's Day cards until I called it out in the last year. That is nasty, bro. That woman that brought me into the earth with an agenda to torture me before you men and women ever got a chance to meet me, greet me, or even consider me to be your boyfriend or whatever. And so you need to know that my mom and my dad fucked me up for the Antichrist before I became prophetic. Okay. And to this day, they will not tell me my origins. They won't tell me about their childhood. They won't tell me about what their dad and mom did to them. They won't tell me about the people they hurt, raped, molested, or molested by. They covered secrets. And that's what we get really from the 1970s and 80s. These fucktards that brought us porno. There's a movie called Boogie Nights. You're advised to watch it. You Muslims out there that think that you're not supposed to tell your kids about sex at all, you're making a mistake. I need to know more specifically, what is the spiritual version of your religion as it's meant to be, as it was meant to be at its inception, not what the mullahs and the control freaks have taken it to. And so, in that period of watching that scrambled cable TV, I made an unhealthy desire to see that content in my future. It was a thought form creation. And I had a feeling that my thought form creation to desire and thirst for what was on the other side of that screen sent me packing. Now, had I known about the dangers of lust and the dark side of lust and maybe things that can come in through the ancestry or certain lines, then, there wouldn't be an issue. But you're not dealing with a balanced person who doesn't know how to not scream at her child. One time she called Carl Simonton over to threaten my life. And I was telling Carl on the phone, the lady's lying. She's lying. She's lying. Then Carl comes over and goes, why do you keep saying she's lying on me? She's lying on me, using black slang. We're not going to use the N-word, but black slang. She's lying on me, mocking me like I'm talking like I'm black. I don't appreciate that, bro. Maybe I made a mistake for saying nice things about Carl Simonton and assuming he's on Venus because he may have screwed my mom in the rear end. Okay. When I was in the same room in Canada, in a chasing of the aliens, Desert Storm era, solar maximum period. Can I get an amen? Now, you people out there that judge me, you need to think closer about my fucking origins and shit. In this nightmare of a life of not having love. And you need to understand that I am literally Superman and shit when I have love and hugs. Okay? And you people could have been supporting me many years ago when I was exposing pornography in Portland, but you didn't. It always was a wall between us. And I got emails to prove people are telling me don't talk about sex. And that's not okay. We will talk about sex. Someone tried to tell me that they're going to take me away, that the Illuminati is going to murder me for discussing sexual morality when I've been discussing these issues for years is a major red flag and will be discussed. You need to know that's happening behind the scenes. That I get that type of heat, that someone says that I sound and look like a faggot, bro, when I make videos. That's not authorized at all. I have major beef with homos because they've given more attention than women. They're nasty as fuck. When you can show me lesbians and gay guys that have their own channels, they're actually standing up and not just taking it in their rear end, I'll hear you out that there are equals and shit. But what I know about, let's go ahead and see another person stop watching because your priorities are wrong. The churches care more about butt love than believing that all lives matter. Do you understand? They don't believe all lives matter. And they're corrupting the church by bringing that fornication in, by bringing that sodomy in. What I don't agree with are the church pastors that attack and call for their murder. That's haram. That's no bueno. And if you think I'm going between Buddhism, Vipassana, Sufi, spiritual, metaphysical Islam, Christianity, with a little bit of Zoroastrian sun worship thrown in, you would be correct. And if you're intimidated by this book, good. It says Jesus Christ, Son of God, Son of God. And what's clear about this solar flare is it's God's wrath. 19, 19. The number of hellfire. I feel like sending my dad this book and going, you motherfucker, you think you're some expert on Adolf Hitler or Nazi Germany, shit talking about your education at Alien State University, Dark ET, Reptoid, fuck up the ass University, Portland State University? You ain't shit. I'm the real deal. I'm the guy learning from a white woman who battled Hitler with her mind afternoon. You ain't shit. Fuck you. So the point is this. You bastard left your dirty tapes out and they burned my brain. And you bastard left your tapes out. Saw answering, walked in on me. I wasn't doing anything, but my hands were dirty. And he looked at me and he cursed me in his brain. And he never talked to me again. I was 16. Whose tapes were those? It was yours, Aziz. You are to blame. Whose tapes were those, Mom? When you threw me out thinking I'm a dirty person. You women don't understand when you connect with people that set your little boys up for harm and shit. And you never call them out. You never call out Bruce. You never call out Kendall. You know, you never call out the people that abused. So let's go back to our main topic. We've got 10 people here. I have 5 to 6 hours of just me ranting like this about, I guess, the industry, sex industry, why it's bad. And then another one, why it traumatizes men if you watch it. And so let's talk about that. The man then sees women hired to say, do these horrible things to me. This is what I like. And then if you're ethnic like me, you only see the white men, the black men, and the Latino men doing the stuff. We just saw 2 people leave. And so the only time you see Afghans or Arabs is when they're getting fucked in the asshole. And so women are being brainwashed on pornography to see men like me as inferior. So they're watching pornography and they're seeing that big black cock. And so much of pornography is worshiping, basically, let's see how many people are going to unsub. Go ahead, get the fuck off. Because if you think you're against white genocide while you're watching that filth, you're not. And WCAM agrees with me. And tried to call me out years ago. How would you even look at that shit? Because I'm isolated and I'm not yet spiritual enough. But sometimes you have to become older and your body has to produce less testosterone for you to be having the willpower to go, simmer down now. You'll come out of the cage, so to speak, when we have a partner for you to love. And I want to love the right one. But I don't want to lust for someone that I met. I don't want to lust for the Arab woman in the trance video that I was working out to. Because boy, oh boy, wow, wow, wow. The look in her eyes makes me want to come down. I submit now. I will come pray 5 times a day for that booty. Oh, here I am back in Shaitan's butt. You don't want to do that, bro. Fuck that shit. End up with a crazy-ass Arab chick, and they're nuts, bro. They're nuts. Anytime you Arabs or Afghans want to tell me you're good and you accept me and my life matters, feel free to send an email, numbnuts. But as long as only the white women and the Latino women will talk to me, your ass is grass, right? Don't think that, Allah totally is impressed by you refusing to acknowledge the role that I played in fighting Islamophobia. I come up in groups and I tell them what I'm all about and my ancestor. Local groups for Muslims, and they will not let me post. They're pieces of shit. Muslims in America are pieces of shit. In general, Trump's right about so many of them. Sorry. I got the truth later on, but he went about it the wrong way. Alex Jones went about it the wrong way. They should have been more discerning in their language, right? And I asked them to be more discerning. And so they still are suspect in me of playing the roundup of Muslims, just so you know, and planting the false flags, right? But are there going to be legitimate Satanism and shaitans coming from some of these immigrants? What's real and what's fake? But the fact of the matter is, I asked you for years to help me out in so many ways. And then I don't know why I ended up on this planet marked in this body with these monster sideburns and an awkward nose and awkward lips. And like, they don't let me shave. And I look like, El Diablo to this Indian bitch. I'm sorry. Did you hear this from me or not? Like they took away my ability to shave at that facility. And so 5 days turns to 6, turns to 7. Before you know it, I've got a big old beard and I look like a straight up T. And then I look at that Hindu woman. And she looks at me with disgust. And I call her out on her racism. Folks, you need to know this about some of these Hindus. They hate anyone even perceived to be Muslim. And in the Indian culture, answering with an I is the lowest caste you can be. Did you know that? Now, have you ever thought for your life, me being named this, with Hindu extremists running our fucking computers and Google and shit, Have you ever thought for a second how that could have affected me and boosted the videos attacking my name? How many of you have an intelligence to think tank the real targeting happening to me? And am I one of the 12 tribes of Israel? The fact of the matter is I believe that there is a spiritual Jew versus this Jewish supremacy calling people goyim shit. And if there is such a thing as a spiritual Jew, I'm it and believe in it and in it in spirit. Meaning people that want to play this game of Jewish superiority to me and call me demonic, right? They have my ire and resentment. Okay, so little girls and little boys should be educated that there are pedophiles and kidnappers and why that happens. Okay, now cops can't save them all. What's happening locally is they won't tell them necessarily what's going on. They don't tell them the truth about human trafficking. They don't tell them the truth that this is a community effort. And so the cops dominate the situation. They go there, they play hero, even if some of them have raped inmates, have raped women on the hoods of cars. Okay, I can back the blue, but tell you the truth, they're not all fucking innocent. And so the cops in the school system, this is the fucking problem, man. Because we're not homeschooling these kids. These girls are walking to school with booty shorts, okay? They have to go to school. They have to take the bus. And so there's predators around the fucking school, man. That's the problem, okay? That's the problem with so many things in this society. It's public school and shit. It's the shit that happens to little girls. I know intuitively somebody harassed that girl I have a crush on or hurt her or did something. Or she knows the people that are hurt. And that's the shit going on with my mom and others. They refuse to call out their abusers. And so we keep ending up in this rape world. I don't want to be in a rape world anymore. I want to do everything and everything. I don't care if they hurt me. I want to leave this world. And I see visions of myself tortured. I see them ripping my heart out slowly and torturing me in the future dystopian America. And I'm sorry, folks. I don't want it to happen. I want you to save me. But I'm awake. I'm awake now that we're in hell and there are alien forces preventing me from having any romance locally. Me handing someone a card to my channel puts me at risk for them to come under mind control when they look at the screen. They look at the screen and they start developing the waswas. Then I start talking to them. He's a bad man. He's got electricity. He's like, oh, look, he's got haters. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's a witch. Oh, he got checked by demons. He's a fucking nutcase. He was in the mental hospital. All that is about my desire to love and be loved. The fact that I even feign fake suicidal ideation. This whole thing of going to my ancestry on my Anglo side, Celtic side, has to do with my spiritual survival needs, that the churches weren't enough for me. All right? So the churches, the schools, the media, the cops, the mental health system, they are all, in a way, unconsciously serving demons and putting children at risk. By giving them certain medications that can cause hypersexuality, well, there you go. There are drugs that causes your libido. There are drugs that can cause you, because I read about it. It didn't happen to me, but I read about it. Then cause women to be gangbang whores. When they're kidnapped or when they're drugged, they brag on pornographic websites in the comment sections about the black men drugging the women up with certain drugs to where they basically fuck forever. And this is basically like how I see the hell that is the earth. The Dajjal, the Antichrist, wants our children. One day in Portland, Oregon, I saw news about Comcast cable showing porn to children. You think that was an accident? These people that make these animations featuring women getting raped that look underage by monsters that coming down from the sky, they're Satanists. And the fact that you have women saying that alien porn is okay, and I can prove it to you, is a sign that they are inside our women. They, the demons, the aliens, the ones plotting this gangbang rape hybrid program, they literally are infecting women to be okay with this takeover. I have one question for you, and we'll come back. It's about consent, women consenting. I want you to think about this. Do you think that we would ever have the right to take away a woman's consent to leave us for the Anunnaki? It's a trick question. I don't know the answer. Do you think that it would be right to violate a woman's consent to stop her from leaving us for the Anunnaki aliens with the 12-inch dongs, the 18-inch dongs that will slay us and woo them? Do you think it's wrong that we fight the aliens and we keep the women? Would they call us rapists? Would they hate us if we stop them from leaving us for the aliens? Think about it. Think about it for a long time. And if you're female watching this and you're not able to comment, we know why. We see you. We see you. We see you. Your inability to comment on this discussion, we see you. Your inability to understand why you're being targeted, we see you. Your inability to understand that I'm brilliant, that I can tell you exactly why you're being targeted, we see you. Now, you tell me when you're ready to compliment me for telling you the secrets of the matrix. But so far, you've just got my ire because you're allowing us good men to burn in Babylon while you lift up bad men and acting like you're awake. The only reason some of you women even watch these channels is because you're watching us good men for them. The dark ETs, the dark crap, the hybrid program, the whole 9 yards. They've taken you.